Good afternoon, everyone. I have 3:30 on the dot, so we're going to go ahead and get started. But first and foremost, it is my distinct honor and privilege to welcome all of you to the new graduate student orientation. My name is Dr. Denver Fowler, and I serve as the Associate Dean of Graduate and Undergraduate Studies at California State University, Bakersfield. And with that said, I want to commend each and every one of you for making it to this milestone in your educational journey. And a bulk of what we're going to be doing today during this orientation is sharing resources and even tips for success on how to help you in that journey. So before we get too deep into the presentation, I do have some folks that I would like to introduce you to. So I introduced myself. Dr. Deborah Jackson is the Associate Vice President of Academic Affairs and Dean of Academic Programs.
I'd like to welcome you all to the beginning of the year. For those of you who are new to the Runner family, welcome. For those who are returning because you are an alumni, one of our amazing alumni, welcome back. I'm so proud that you have rejoined our family to pursue your post-baccalaureate degree. If anybody ever needs anything, please feel free to reach out. I'm here to help you. I hope you have an amazing year. I know it's been very challenging with the pandemic. I'm really pleased that you've decided to advance your education. Have a great year.
Thanks, Dr. Jackson. And next up is Elaria.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. My name is Elaria Pesco, and I'm the Assistant Vice President for Student Success and Student Affairs. And I'm also the Executive Director for ASI. And I would love to welcome each and every one of you to CSUB. We are so glad to either have you home or to welcome you to the campus for the first time. I do want to let you all know about an amazing opportunity for our graduate students to be able to get some experience, some work experience while you are going to grad school. Is we have our Graduate Student Leader Program, and some of those positions are already up on Handshake, we'll have Martha send out an email to each and every one of you to tell you what the opportunities are, and we hope to see that you will apply.
Awesome. Thanks, Elaria. And is Tiffany James with us?
Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Tiffany James. I am this year's ASI Graduate Director, and I am here to let all our graduate students know that you have a very excited, fully confident graduate leader this year. I am ready to assist you and take in your ideas and suggestions, any complaints. I will listen with an open ear and make sure that we get down to the nitty-gritty of actually solving those issues that we may have, in our area. I am also excited to say that I will make sure that graduate students are known on the campus this year. I know we're busy. I know we have things going on, and the curriculum is a little different from undergrad. However, I want to be seen this year. And if I'm seen, that means that you all are being seen with me. So I look forward to serving you as a voice within ASI. And I also look forward to possibly seeing some of you in classes and getting to know you better. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Tiffany. And next up is Martha.
Hi, everyone. I'm the coordinator of the Graduate Student Center. And I'm usually here. If you need anything, please email us or stop by. We have a graduate student lab, and you just need to book it on our website. Anything you need, just email us at gsc@csub.edu. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Martha. Adrienne.
Welcome. Congratulations. You're starting post-bac graduate school credentials. How exciting. The Graduate Student Center is here to help you, give you some resources. If you have just any questions, our website does have a lot of information for you. And as the graduate advisor, I'm not here to advise you in your program, but I am here to help advise you with resources and maybe the next move, the next step. another different type of degree. So please utilize us. We are here to help. And all of us at one point have gone to graduate school or are currently in graduate school. So we can definitely empathize with you and understand your concerns, needs, and sometimes just hear you vent if you need it. So Tiffany, that's what she's for too, if you need to vent. But the Graduate Student Center, myself and Martha are here to help you. So that's me.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. Emma.
I'm Emma. I am one of the people who works the front desk at the Graduate Student Center, new to the history program, and I'm just super excited about it. So maybe I'll see a few of you around.
Great. Thanks, Emma. And Jay.
Hi, my name is Jay, and I'm a student assistant at the Graduate Student Center, and welcome to CSU.
Awesome. Thanks, Jay. And let me just say, those four, they're running the show. All right. So, you know, I'm glad that we had the opportunity to introduce everyone. You can put a name with a face. You're going to interact with these folks in some capacity. I also want to invite, if there are any graduate program directors in the meeting that would just like to take themselves off mute and introduce themselves. I'm not sure who all is here, but if you're here, feel free to do so.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Mike Solowitz. I am the co-director of the Educational Administration program. We teach teachers how to be principals. I'm also involved in the doctoral program for educational leadership. So good to see everybody here today.
Great to hear from you, Michael.
I wanted to first say, I wanted to jump in because Mike and I work together with education. So I was like, let me jump in while we're on the education train. But first, Dr. Fowler, hello. Nice to meet you officially. Very excited to have you with us. So I wanted to personally introduce myself, but I'm Bree Evans Santiago. I am the director for CNI Master's program. And we also have additional programs within that, the Reading and Literacy Authorization, Bilingual Authorization. We have I don't know, there's so many. I'm sorry, I forget all of them, but we're really excited. The master's program is usually for anyone that has their credential and is looking at just furthering their education and the master's track. Some people do wait to go into administration. That's a few years later. You can come right into our program after credential. But then also it helps lead to either DEPL, the doctoral program, or just furthering your education. So I just wanted to share that with you and welcome. And it's a fully online program. So if that's what you're doing, we're excited to have you.
Thanks.
Thank
Yes,
you.
very nice to meet you as well, Bree, and put a name with a face. Any other graduate program directors with us?
Hi, pardon me, I'm Dr. Erica Harper. And so first I want to say, great to meet you, Dr. Fowler, and welcome. And great to see familiar faces again, Martha, and of course, and Bree, and you know, I'm just looking, Katrina. Hey, everybody. Deborah, good to see everybody. So first of all, so hi. And so I've stepped in as the interim director for the master's program in counseling psychology. Super excited about that. We're planning an orientation for our first year students. We've held an orientation so far for our second years, and we're just hitting the ground running this semester, as you all, it sounds like, are as well. And so I'm excited, and, you know, great to see familiar faces again. And those of you who I haven't met, good to meet you, and I look forward to getting to know you better. So thank you. And yeah, great to be here. And thank you for having this presentation. I feel like it's super helpful for myself, as well as, of course, our students. So thank you for all you do.
Thanks, Erica. I'm very nice to meet you as well.
Yeah, hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm in the lab right now, so hopefully you can see me okay. There's newts behind me. Anyway, welcome to everyone in all of the programs. It's really great to see so many people here. For those of you who are in biology, if you have any questions about the program or things that you need to do, or if you just want to stop by my office and say hello if we haven't met yet, feel free to do that. And all of these wonderful people that you've met already who work in the GSC, they're super, super helpful. So make sure to use them as resources as well. And yeah, I hope you all have a great first semester.
Thank you, Amber.
Sure, I'll add my welcome to all of the new students who are joining us here at CSUB. Definitely welcome to the Runner family, and please know we're here to help you, and you are our family now, whether you like it or not. And Dr. Jackson and I are very proud to co-direct our Title V-B program on campus. We support a lot of seminars and workshops, other resources, some funding opportunities. So lots of calls that will be coming out. So look for those. And I'm very happy to be here and part of our support system for you. Welcome.
Thanks, Anna. And I probably should be calling everybody doctor. So I apologize, for being a little informal this evening. Any other graduate program directors? Or before we get into the presentation, we have a lot of folks here, and we discussed having everyone introduce themselves and their graduate program, and we thought that might take up the entire time. So if you could, please place your name, your graduate program, and your why in the chat. And your why is, why are you in graduate school? Why did you choose the program you chose? Why are you doing it? So welcome again. You just met a lot of folks. And we're all here to help you. And again, you're going to interact with them in some capacity throughout your journey. But I wanted to say congratulations. You're joining an elite group. Only 13.1% of the US population hold a master's degree, professional degree, and or doctoral degree. And for those of you in the EDD program, only less than 2% of the US population hold a doctoral degree. So you're joining an elite company. However, and I don't share this to be a Debbie Downer, but there are national attrition rates, and I want to share those. 50% of all master's students, 50 to 70% of all doctoral students. But I share those in a positive light. That's not going to be you, all right? I think you will find that we are here to support all of you, that we're going to help you make it to the finish line, and we're very student focused at Cal State University Bakersfield. And we do what's best for students. And so the rest of the presentation is going to be focused on sharing these resources with all of you, and later some tips for success. So I believe Adrian and Martha touched on the Graduate Student Center services a little bit. And I wanted to share in list form all those different services. So we have the new student orientation, you are here, professional development workshops, graduate student lab and lounge. And again, that is by appointment, and you can see there in the photo, that's a picture of the lab, the lounge. And in there we have computers, printers, poster printers for those of you that want to, try to do a poster presentation, maybe at a national or international conference. We have a conference room you can use. And again, that's by appointment. And then there's fellowships and awards. And I noted one there, and I serve on this committee that helps to review these awards, but there's an Equity Fellowship Award, and we have a total of $20,000. That's something that you can apply for. We can answer your policy questions as it applies to graduate school. Publication of the graduate newsletter. We just hot off the press. All of you should have received it. There's a link right there. Again, you'll get this PowerPoint, so you'll be able to access these links. But a big shout out to everybody that worked on that, Emma, Adrian, Louise. And we just put that out, and I believe everybody that RSVP'd received a copy of that. We have Dell laptops that are available for checkout, and we have a CSUB student faculty mentor collaborative initiatives. And so that's just a few of our resources in the Graduate Student Center and services. I also want to share a little bit about some other programs that we have. And for those of you that are not in the doctoral program, but you're thinking that that's something you want to do a little further down the road, we have two programs, the California Pre-Doctoral program, which is designed to increase diversity within the pool of university faculty by supporting the doctoral aspirations of students in the CSU. Things like travel funds, development funds, and summer research opportunities enable students to explore and prepare to succeed in doctoral programs in their chosen field of study. And again, you'll have this later, so you'll be able to access those application links. There's also the California State University Chancellor's Doctoral Incentive Program, CDIP, and this is a forgivable loan program which aims to increase the number of promising doctoral students applying for future CSU instructional faculty positions. So in addition to a forgivable loan, the program offers mentorship by CSU faculty as well as mini grants and travel funds to support collaborative teaching, research, and service. And you can see we highlighted Kyle, America, and McKenna all in the most recent newsletter. And McKenna and America, they were part of the Chancellor's Doctoral Incentive Program, and Kyle was part of the Pre-Doctoral program. Another program is the Runner Alumni Mentor Program, or RAMP. And this pairs juniors, seniors, and you, graduate students, with CSUB alumni professional for an academic year of career preparation and coaching. And again, you'll have that link when you receive the PowerPoint. And I believe that deadline is coming up, but that may be something else that you're interested in. So we want you to connect with us. This is the Division of Graduate Programs. We're located in the Numenor building. And there's our phone number. Martha earlier shared our email address. We have a website. There's a link there to the catalog, and we are on social media. So we have a Facebook page, an Instagram feed, a Twitter feed, and a link tree. And so, and Adrian, I don't know if we have a universal hashtag, so I did not include that in the presentation, but we'll get there. So we're ramping all that up. Much like Tiffany said, we want the graduate students to have be known on campus. And so we'll be working to through a branding lens as it applies to celebrating our students, celebrating faculty, working with graduate students on our social media. For all of you visual learners, they say we are all visual learners now. This is a campus map, and you'll see we're over here. I don't know if you can see my mouse pointer, but I like to, being new to campus, many of you heard, folks were introducing themselves to me for the first time. I'm new, this is my first year. I always tell everybody, we're just past the baseball field and the water tower, I believe, and we're on the right. So that's probably the easiest way, but you can see the map there. And again, you'll have the link later if you want to access the campus map, but stop by anytime. So I wanted to share our mission and our goals in the Division of Graduate Programs. The mission of the Division of Graduate Programs at CSUB is to prepare students with discipline-specific intellectual skills for employment or continuing education. Through its post-baccalaureate programs, the Graduate Division provides all students numerous opportunities to achieve academic excellence, explore diverse ideas, develop a passion for higher learning, and engage with graduate faculty and the community. And our goals are to provide campus-wide leadership in graduate student affairs and academic policies, develop and sustain a graduate culture with a sense of purpose, direction, and cohesiveness, ensure that all graduate programs are current and meet high-quality standards and demonstrate student learning, and build an inclusive community of scholars dedicated to the quest for new knowledge and higher learning, both within and outside the classroom. We have 19 graduate programs. We have one, a moratorium, interdisciplinary studies. So we would have 20, and those are our programs. So if you're joining us today, it's likely you're part of one of these programs. And then we do have one doctoral program, as I mentioned earlier, and we have some faculty and some program directors here for educational leadership, the EDD program. So who we are in a snapshot. We are accredited through WASC, Senior College and University Commission. We're affiliated with the Western Association of Graduate Schools and Council of Graduate Schools. And I wanted to share some rankings over the past 2 years with all of you. There's some there that are very significant and worth pointing out, but US News and Report ranks us 25th in top public schools, 28th in top performers on social mobility. National Think Tank Third Way ranks CSUB 5th in Economic Mobility Index. CollegeNet ranks us 20th in social mobility. Best Value Schools ranks us 21st in most affordable four-year colleges. Washington Monthly ranks us 25th as best bang for the buck and 68th on Masters University list. And Great Value Colleges ranks us 26th in 100 affordable public schools with high return investments. That's just the past 2 years. You can see on the next slide, and the list goes on, right? This is going all the way back to 2014. I just threw some on there, but we have a lot to be proud of, and we're going to keep moving in that direction. I want to highlight 6 fabulous CSUB alum with all of you, because I think it's important to know that we're going to celebrate you far after you meet the finish line, right? We're going to try to stay connected with you, celebrate you in events like this throughout your career and your journey. But John Van Boning is the president and CEO of Bakersfield Memorial Hospital. He completed his MS in healthcare here at CSUB, Healthcare Administration. We have Cheryl Chalupa. She's the president and CEO of Goodwill Industries of South Central Florida, and she completed her bachelor's and her master's here at CSUB. We have Donald E. Carter, the superintendent of Kern High School District. He completed his MA in education here at CSUB. Tara Nicole Nelson, she's the founder and CEO of Rethink Multimedia and founder of a startup, MyFitnessPal app, which was acquired by Under Armour in 2015. And she completed both her bachelor's and her master's here at CSUB. Joel Henrich, CEO of Lightspeed Systems, completed his master's in public administration here at CSUB. And we have Paula Parks, Bakersfield College English professor, founder of BC's Emoja program to promote academic excellence among African-American students. And she completed her MA in education here at CSUB. So I have to ask, who is next? We have a lot of folks on this call, a lot of our graduate students, and I very much look forward to the day where I get to celebrate you as one of our fabulous CSUB alum in a presentation like this. All right, and so as I said earlier, we wanted to share some tips for success. And I think it's really important. This is a big step in your career. You're starting your graduate program. And so I thought about things that I wish folks would have told me. And so that's what I wanted to share with you today, which these are my 6 tips for success. I'm sure we could add to them and probably make it, 50 things for success. But the first one I'll share, carve out the time. That's the time to study, to write, in essence, to do the work. Okay, you're going to have to find time in your busy lives to carve that time out. We're all busy, we're all tired, but keep things in perspective, carve the time out. Sometimes, in graduate school, a lot of us, we're already working full time. We have a family, we have a significant other, whatever it may be. And really, you got to schedule that time out like anything else. I also always suggest having a talk with your family about this new thing that you're starting and that you have to dedicate time to it, because I think that's important. Just to kind of set the stage. Secondly, find your study area. I think for all of us, it's something different, but for all of you, that's going to be something different, right? Maybe it's coming in and using our lab and lounge. Maybe it's using our conference area. Maybe it's the library on campus. Maybe it's a coffee shop. Maybe it's at home, but wherever it is, you need to find that place that you can focus and get your work done. Third, be organized, because I've had some students, both in master's graduate programs, credential programs, doctoral programs, where they lose significant files and it really sets them back, or they can't locate them because they're not organized. So I highly suggest back them up, keep have them in a safe place, and then also just underscore last name, date. When you're working on different drafts with your professors, I'm sure they have a process they use, but just be organized. It'll really help you along the way. Seek help. Utilize all these resources that we're sharing from the Graduate Student Center, the university resources, etc. There's so many things that have been put in place to support you and to get you to the finish line, but you have to take the initiative to come to campus and utilize them. And sometimes you don't have to come to campus for some of them, but if you need a laptop, sign one out. If you need some, to make a poster, make an appointment. You can print a poster, whatever it may be, okay? But seek the help you need. Work-life balance, take care of yourself. Know when enough is enough and you need to recharge the batteries. And so know when it's okay to tell yourself, okay, I'm taking this day off, I'm gonna recharge my batteries, and then I'm gonna come back full force. And to that point, I probably should have mentioned this in the find your study area, but some of us are binge writers, right? You know who you are. We sit down, that's me. I write for 7 hours, I'm a binge writer. For some of you, you like to wake up and for the first 2 hours, you write for 2 hours and then you go about your day. I could never do that. It'd probably take me 2 hours to get back to figure out where I was finished writing. And some folks are just real quick. Okay, I pop right in, I'm gonna write for 2 hours, pop back out. That's never been me. But know who you are, right? So if you're a binge writer, you need to have a whole day to write. If you're one of those folks that can pick at it for an hour or two a day, then do it that way. But you need to know yourself. And then last but not least, and I haven't looked at the chat yet, but I know for me, it was important to remember your why, right? So I was doing it for my children. I was doing it for my family. So oftentimes when I was at the coffee shop, I'd have a picture of them on those days where I'm like, man, I do not feel like doing this. I don't want to do this. And so that's what got me through. I don't know what it is for you. I'm sure all of us, and again, I haven't looked at the chat, have different whys. But remember your why on those days where you're like, I can't do this anymore. Or you're writing your 10th draft of that paper. Or whatever it may be. Remember your why and keep moving forward. All right, now I'm going to pass the mic to several folks that are in our campus resource departments. And if we could just go in order. So we'll start with Jessica. And then Jessica, if you want to pass the mic to Sarah, and then so on. They're each going to share some information about the different campus resource departments across our university.
Okay, welcome everybody. My name is Jessica and I am a health education assistant here at the health center. One of the things that we hear most often is I had no idea that CSUB had a health center. It's nice because we're actually an accredited facility, so we offer the same kind of care that you'd get at your primary care doctor or a regular clinic for a lot less, especially since you're paying student fees. Most of what we do here at our office is already covered. So I definitely recommend stopping by, saying hi, getting an appointment. We'd love to see you. So we are on the south side of campus. A lot of your classes will be up on the north side, but we are on the south side, right across the street from the Accardo Center. We are the short brown building with all of the trees around it. We do, like I said, we're accredited, so we have a lot of different staff available at our office. We've got physicians, nursing staff, referral specialists, clinical assistants, in-house pharmacy, in-house lab, as well as a health education department. This is not an exhaustive list of all the services that we offer. All the services are on our website. But we do medical evaluations, health education, family planning, counseling, lab tests, first aid, telehealth appointments. This is for people who are sick with like COVID symptoms. We just don't want you to come into the office. It's not that we don't want to see you. We just want to do your appointment over the phone instead. We do offer medications. Our doctors prescribe medicine, as well as you can bring your prescriptions from your primary care doctor to our office. You can fill them here. We also have over-the-counter things here. And then we do physicals, immunizations, STI testing, and more. Like I said, we are student fee funded, so most of these services are covered. The things that are not, like the immunizations, we do have to pay out of pocket for those. And so we would just charge you what we pay for them. So the medications that you get with us, it's going to be a lot less expensive than CVS, Target, places like that. We are not doing walk-ins right now. We do need you to call to schedule an appointment to be seen with our office. We do appointments Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 11:30, and then 1 to 4:30. There's no medical staff here from 12 to 1. So that's our lunch hour. Right now, we are only doing in-person appointments at the Bakersfield location. AV students are more than welcome to come down to the Bakersfield location to be seen, but we do offer telehealth appointments for both locations. This is probably the most important slide that I'm going to show you. These are all of the immunizations that you need to turn in order to avoid getting a hold on your account. Most of you will have gotten these when you were younger. So I'll just go through them really quickly, but I recommend definitely trying to look for your childhood immunization records. If you're trying to start from scratch, it's a long process and it's not fun on either side. We hate it too. So anyways, you need to show 2 doses of MMR, 2 doses of varicella, 1 dose of Tdap. This has to be on or after your 7th birthday. 1 dose of meningococcal conjugate. This is only if you are 21 or younger when you start fall semester. And this dose has to be on or after your 16th birthday. For all students 18 and younger, you do need to show 3 doses of Hep B. And then all students need to do a recent TB test. So you have to fulfill all those requirements depending on your age by September 26th to avoid a hold on your account. The hold on your account just means that you won't be able to add or drop any classes until you get that hold taken care of. And you do that by turning in your immunization records. As far as the COVID, those are turned in differently than we're doing these ones. There's more information at csub.edu/vaccines, but health.csub.edu is where you're going to go to turn those in. So there is a new protocol that we're using. The current protocol is absolutely terrible, so please don't use it. We are hoping to get those instructions sent out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, early next week. Hopefully, we are just working on the last few things that we need in order to get the system up and running. So as soon as we know, we will send out the information to you in an email. So be on the lookout for that. Other than that, we are on social media. Our website is down at the bottom. We do a lot of contests and prizes, and we post updates about the health center and campus and COVID, monkeypox, stuff like that. So feel free to follow us. I know that was a lot, so I'm going to put my email into the chat, but if you have any questions, feel free to send me an email or go through the chat. So, thanks, that's it.
Awesome, thanks, Jessica. And I'll get a copy of that PowerPoint if it's okay with you, and we can share it when we share this PowerPoint. Thank you. Sarah Hendrick.
Thanks, Dr. Fowler. Nice to meet you virtually. And hi, everybody. Welcome to CSUB, or welcome back to CSUB. I'm Sarah Hendrick. I'm the Director of Alumni Engagement. I actually finished my master's degree in public administration in December. It was a wonderful program. Yeah, so just stick with it and it's going to be worth it. I grew a lot professionally and personally. So kudos to all of you for investing in yourselves. Like Dr. Fowler mentioned, we have the Runner Alumni Mentor Program. So that is managed out of my office, and that is available for juniors, seniors, and graduate students. And I'm going to show you how you can apply for that program. Like Dr. Fowler mentioned, the deadline is coming up soon. The deadline is September 9th. It's a wonderful program where we pair upper class students with alumni professionals who want to help you along your professional journey, your career path, help you build your professional network, help you enhance your career. Maybe you're already in your career and you want to kind of build that network. This is a great way to do that. Maybe you're looking to change careers, or you're looking for that first job, that career. There are alumni out there who want to help you. They've been in your shoes. So the Runner Alumni Mentor Program is actually facilitated on an online resource available to you called Runner Bridge. So it's runnerbridge.csub.edu. It's basically a LinkedIn for our CSUB family. So it's open to students, it's open to alumni, it's also open to faculty and staff. So you would sign up for the program. I'm already in, as you can see, here's my profile up in the right-hand corner. But you would just click join and you would fill out some different questions about what's your major, what are some of your career aspirations. It's also going to ask you about hobbies. And then it's going to start recommending alumni who are already on the platform that you can reach out to and can be a professional resource for you. So if I click on the community tab here, Runner Bridge is already going to suggest different profiles of alumni I can reach out to. And I can click on those profiles. I can message these alumni. Again, this is kind of the larger networking site. But the Runner Alumni Mentor Program is also, like I mentioned, facilitated here. So once you're on the platform, you're going to click on programs. And this is where you would apply to become a mentee for the program. You would just click join here, and it's going to take you through a series of a few more questions because we want to get to know you as much as possible so we can get you paired with the right alumni mentor. I don't think we have time here today to play the quick video, but I would encourage you to go onto the site and watch this video. It's just a few minutes. It's going to take you through a few stories of some of our mentoring and mentee pairs. We've had mentees get internships on this site or in this program. We've had them, you know, get careers and, you know, new jobs through the program. Again, the deadline to apply for the RAMP program is September 9th. In order to be approved for the program for this academic year, you'll be required to attend one of 3 informational sessions, and that information is going to be in your application process as well. We'll hold those 3 info sessions, 2 online, I believe, and 1 in person. And then once we approve everyone, we have our pairs matched up for the year. We're going to have a kickoff event that'll be held on October 5th in the evening. And that'll be a chance just for you to meet your mentor and kind of an icebreaker. You know, can always be kind of awkward meeting somebody new. But again, these alumni have been in your shoes and they're here to help you. So that should be a really fun night. You'll get to learn kind of more about the program. What's really nice about this platform is that it establishes goals for you. It will suggest different topics to talk about with your mentor. So that's sometimes one of the most common things we hear from students is, how do I get started? What do I say to my mentor? You know, how do we kind of get the conversation started? And this platform is going to suggest different topics to you and kind of different goals as you go along the academic year with your mentor. And then we will also have some professional development opportunities throughout the year. We have some alumni who work in human resources in the community. They will be doing a panel at some point this year. We have a speed networking event where you can meet a variety of different alumni professionals in the community, ask them questions about what they do. We also partner with our Center for our Career Center. I know Katrina's here and she'll be chatting with you soon. We pull the jobs from the Handshake site, and they're also in Runner Bridge as well. So just encourage you to, one, apply for RAMP, but also you can just sign up for Runner Bridge if you don't want to commit to a year-long, you know, one-on-one mentoring partnership. You can just create an account on Runner Bridge and you can explore all the different resources that this platform has to offer. There's also a career paths tab, which is great. It's going to recommend potential careers to you based on your profile. And it will tell you, you know, what are the salary ranges for that career? What types of things would I be doing in a career? You know, there's a lot of different things, a lot of different careers that will show you. And then also, like I mentioned, the jobs tab, you can explore different jobs. There are some here locally, but this pulls from a couple of different professional sources, one of those being through Handshake, through our CC office. So I think that's it. I will pop in the web link for Runner Bridge, which is where you sign up for the mentoring program. And then I will also drop in my email address, and you're welcome to reach out to me at any time. So thanks again, and I hope you all have a great academic year.
Thanks, Sarah, and nice meeting you as well. And that sounds wonderful. You know, I do John Maxwell's Daily Reader, and it reminded me of a few days ago, he wrote a passage about when folks are referring to politics, they're actually referring to networking and relationships. And so network, it starts now. Network now, get those internships or whatever it may be. And I wish I had that kind of technology at my fingertips when I was going through grad school. All right, Katrina Gilmore.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I am the director here at the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement. I'm just going to show you a few of our features that we have as part of our office. See if I can swap the screens. Okay, so the Center for Career Education and Community Engagement Center works with both students and alumni, and we're the general career services resource for the campus. So we have several workshops throughout the academic year, resume development, major and career selection. You guys are past that as graduate students, but definitely resume development, interview skill building, as people are moving up into their career and promoting into other opportunities through their jobs that they may currently have now. We do help reset a lot of that information for students that may be going towards a separate career that they were currently in. So we help with that, helping with job search strategies for the different fields that are available. We also have our CC website that has tons of tools that you can use online, and I'll show you a little bit of that in just a bit. We have career counselors that are here to help you with career education topics. We have both in-person and virtual counseling. We do advise, even if you come into our office, to bring a laptop. A lot of the resources that we have will be guiding you through online, but we want to make sure we have some distance in the office setting. So we would like you to bring in that laptop. Additionally, this year we have walk-in hours, and these are quick 20-minute appointments with the counselor if you just need to stop in before going to class. We have those 3 days a week, and I'll show you where those hours are located. One of the big things we host, we have career fairs both in fall and spring, and this will bring employers from a variety of different industries. They are looking specifically for CSUB students and alumni. For professional level positions, there are also service learning and community engagement opportunities if you want to get connected to the community. We also have volunteer fairs throughout the year. Excuse me. And we also have the site called Handshake, and I know that Elaria had mentioned some graduate level positions that are located on that site. Handshake is a website where it's most likely like a online career center. You will be able to access Handshake using your same credentials that you use to get into MyCSUB. And I will actually show you really quick the Handshake system and also where you can find the graduate student leader positions that are available for graduate students. How many in the chat, by chat, have heard of Handshake or have had access to Handshake? You say yes or no, put 1 for yes if you've had access to Handshake. Okay. Yes, lots of people. Good. Okay. So I am going to do my new share here. So a couple of ways that you can access Handshake is through our webpage. So it's csub.edu/CECE. And you could go into the student/alumni section. Along with seeing most of our services that we have here, the Handshake login, the link will always be on the right side of the page. Or you can go directly to Handshake at csub.joinhandshake.com. And I'll be putting both of the website and the link to Handshake directly in the chat. So you'll be able to access it there. A couple of things I want to show you. We have our walk-in schedules listed here on our website. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, these are the hours that we have available for you to come into the office and meet with a counselor. And these are just quick 20-minute sessions. If you are still trying to work on your resume or other types of career documents, we have samples listed here under resume cover and interest letters. If you click on resume development guide, it's going to take you to several different types of resume samples that you can use as a guide. We highly recommend students start here if they haven't worked on one in a while. These all come up as in Word, so you can customize these with your information. So I'm going to actually hop onto Handshake really quick because I can show you a couple of features and those graduate student leader positions. I'm going to, this is where you would generally log in, CSU Bakersfield login. And remember, you're using your same credentials that you'd be using to log into My CSUB. Okay, so this is the Handshake site. If you were looking for the graduate student leader positions that Elaria was talking about earlier, they're in this job section right here. So you click on jobs, you can click on campus, and it will show you different positions that we have. Some of the things that you'll see, if it's a graduate student leader position, it'll actually be in the title. This is one of them. Let me click onto some others here. And we also have on-campus opportunities. They're not graduate student leader positions that you can also work on if you're interested in working on campus. Come into the on-campus filter in jobs and you'll be able to find those opportunities. Okay, so for example, our actual department is hiring also for a graduate student leader, but we have opportunities in the Dream Resource Center, orientation. I believe we have the food pantry, of course, that was up at the top. So if you were interested, you could click on the actual position here. It is only for graduate students, and you could be a first year, second year. You want to pay attention to the instructions here on how to apply. This red apply button does not really work for this particular position. If you go to the full description, there's going to be a how to apply at the end. We want you to email a resume to Isabel Gonzalez, and our email address is there. And you can put in the title and the graduate program that you're currently enrolled in for fall. Isabel will reach back out and she'll send an email to the department that's hiring. And then the department would reach out for an interview. So I definitely want to show you these because we do have a few more departments that are looking for graduate students for employment. Okay. And just in case you needed to upload a resume for review, in this little section here will be your initials at the top right. If you click there, there's a drop down. You can go to My Documents, and then you can add a new document here. Several of the positions in resume require a resume be on file. All the resumes that come through Handshake are reviewed by a career counselor, by someone here that works in our office. So it'll go in pending. Once we review it and make some edits or give you some suggestions, we'll approve it. And then that's when it can go out to be sent as an application in for jobs in the Handshake system. Plus, even if you wanted to send the resume, outside of Handshake, it's kind of a good idea to have it reviewed by somebody that reviews resumes often. So this is available to you as well. We do have Runner Bridge, as Sarah was saying, we work with alumni fairly often. We do recommend going into that mentor program. It's a good way to network and do many of the things that you need for your career. So that's something that we definitely encourage as a graduate student. And I believe my last slide, this is the information on our contact information, number, website, our email address. We post lots of our events, workshops, career fairs. If we have employers recruiting on campus, on our social media as well. So at CSUB CC will get you to most of our information there. And we also have Handshake, and I'll put this in the chat. Also, if you wanted to come into the office, we're right next to the Runner Cafe. So if you know where the Runner Cafe is, we're right next to it. So you're free to come in and ask us any questions that you'd like. And that's my spiel. I'll put my information in the chat.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Katrina.
Thank you.
Chris Livingston.
Dr. Fowler, pleased to meet you, and I'm welcome aboard and welcome to CSUB. My name is Chris Livingston. I am the interim associate dean in charge of library operations and development at this time. Eventually, I'll be going back to my position once this assignment's over as director of the Historical Research Center and Archives. But today I want to share with you a few things regarding the library. There's way too much to go over in this presentation. So I would encourage you to reach out to us, to learn about our databases and things like that. The things I want to point out to on our library homepage is, right on the homepage, you can get right into the catalog. You can link into quick links into databases. You can check and see what our hours are. Once the semester starts, this is the end of our summer hours here that you see, but once the semester starts, we'll be open until 10. During the midterms and finals week, we're going to be open till midnight. We also have a 24-hour study room that's available on the lower level, so you can basically access a study space at any time of the day. So the other thing I wanted to point out to you would be the, let's close that there. Our library specialists. So you can get research help by just clicking up on research help, and you can see all the different librarians we have here in the library. So we have a specialist for every discipline. So, you know, if you're social work or business, it doesn't matter. History, I'm the history librarian. We have a librarian that you can reach out to directly in order to get some one-on-one special help. And you can see over here on the side the different subject guides. So you can go into your subject and see exactly who that person is. So I noticed there's a lot of social work people on the call. So Christine Holloway is currently our social work librarian, and her contact is available there. The other thing I wanted to talk about, now some of you are going to be doing a thesis or a dissertation. And so we have, once you get to that step, you'll reach out to me to help you finish that process. What we have here, I just want to point out the webpage we have. So under our subject and course guides, if you go to the e-thesis project and dissertation submission guide, you can get all the information about how to submit your thesis or dissertation. All theses and dissertations are submitted electronically through ProQuest and Runner Scholar. So what's neat about that is once you complete your work, your thesis goes into a database that's accessible basically worldwide. In fact, 2 databases that's accessible worldwide. You know, the benefits are, you know, that people get to see your work. In fact, right after we launched ProQuest, we had a student, or actually a company in Oklahoma that reached out, saw a student's thesis in ProQuest and wanted to talk to the student more about their work. So it's great exposure to get. So, but again, just remember, get to this homepage. This is kind of the jumping off point to just a world of resources at your fingertips. You can chat with a librarian through our chat service. You can search our databases. You can look at events. We always have a lot of events going on in the library during the semester, and so it's a really good resource. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me directly. I'll put my email in the chat. You can also find me on the web page. And with that, I will turn it back over.
Thanks, Chris, and very nice meeting you as well. I can say if you're one of those folks that need the quiet space, that 24-hour space in the library looks like the spot. So I've been over there and it looks like a great place to really focus if you need that quiet space. As far as ProQuest, yeah, there's nothing cooler than when you see your work cited for the first time. And a lot of folks find your thesis and your dissertation on ProQuest and use it in their, in their research or their lit review, whatever it may be. So thanks again, Chris. Okay, Lenny Perez.
Okay, my name is Lenny Perez. I work for Services for Students with Disabilities. So as it sounds, we help out students with disabilities. SSD is the acronym that we use. You might hear me use that a couple times. We are located right next to the Veterans Success Center. One of the places a lot of folks know about is the financial aid. I describe us as right around the corner from financial aid. And again, I've got our web address on there. in order to get services, like a lot of things, everything starts online. So I'll post that web address at the end as well. I think I skipped one. So just a list of our staff members. Janice and Susanna, they're the ones in charge now helping us provide services for students. And so Patrick and myself see a lot of the students. We've got a learning disability specialist, which I'll get to in a few minutes. We're very lucky to have somebody here that does learning disability testing. If you ever make your way into our office, Patricia goes by Patty. Patty and Sally sit up right at the front. You'll get to meet them if you ever walk in. We've got a sign language interpreter that works with us as well. If you've ever seen anyone in any of your classes signing for somebody who uses ASL, then Mary is most likely that person. Shelley Brooks works over at the AV campus. So for students that are physically closer to Lancaster and need to show up in person for services, Shelley Brooks works out there in Lancaster. The mission, again, we provide support services which will enable every student, regardless of disability, to have an access to university education. For the most part, everybody deserves equal access. And if there's something that is not allowing that, whether it be physical disability, whether it be a learning disability, medical conditions, if there's just something that, again, is not allowing you to have equal access, then that's, the whole goal of our department. That's why we're here to help with those barriers. Who is eligible? By no means is this an exhaustive list. We help out with a lot of different disabilities. We see things new every semester. Some of the more common things. I've got ABI listed on there, which is acquired brain injury. We see that from some of the veterans that come through here, or just anyone in general. If you had some sort of an accident, some sort of trauma, and you've been physically affected by that, that's why students come sometimes and will talk with us. ADD and ADHD are listed on there once in a while. Students with the autism spectrum. Deaf and hard of hearing. I mentioned learning disability. Again, we are very lucky that we do assessments for learning disabilities. Not all campuses do. And again, like a lot of services that you've been hearing about today, there's no additional charge for this. This could cost anywhere from $800 to $1,200 out in the community. But we do have somebody here that does those assessments. That is, and I use the word assessment just in terms of learning disability. I myself do not do assessments when we have students applying for services. If you are not having the office do learning disability testing, then we ask that you get paperwork turned in by a primary healthcare provider. That's what we do to look over. That's the information we look over to determine what services you're eligible for. Some of the services that we offer, I mentioned about the assessment. Extended time on exams, that's something that's very common. Students that have test anxiety, general anxiety disorder, some form of PTSD, anything that again does bring that anxiety in a standardized test format. We have a testing room here in our office that students can use. So again, the two main things for additional time are getting that extra time, but also being placed in an environment that is virtually distraction free. For some students with ADHD might be an example, or even PTSD, you may be sitting in a classroom, there's noise, students are getting up, moving around, backpacks are rustling around, students get nervous and anxious. Okay, I'm getting distracted. Why is everybody leaving? I'm not done yet. There must be something wrong. It's a very real thing. So we try to provide a very quiet environment for testing. Helping out with students that are eligible for having a note taker in class, having recorded lectures, which of course via Zoom, a lot of that was taken care of. If you were able to just watch your lectures, if they were posted for you to watch and rewatch, or you were given access to transcripts of lecture. So some of that was taken care of during the pandemic. But again, we worked like everyone else to try to provide services in a distant format. How do you qualify for services? Again, you have to be enrolled, and all of you again are in some graduate program. So everything happens online. It wasn't always that way, but we use the point and click system that the health center uses. So they're helping us out by letting us tag team on there, and our application is on there. Accommodations are based off functional limitations. I mentioned that if you're going to have a healthcare provider fill out our form, that's in terms of us is one of the more important things. Functional limitations, that lets us know how are you affected by whatever diagnosis or diagnoses that you have. How does it affect you? Is it focus and concentration? Is it the inability to to write reasonably fast or to listen and process? And that's what we use to determine accommodations. And as I mentioned, no cost. This is a screenshot of our website, the SSD website. Right on the front, I've circled the link to point and click. This will take you directly to where you need to log in to apply. Now, I do have step-by-step instructions on there as well. That's what I would recommend going first, because that's going to list exactly what you need to do. I think this is a screenshot. Some of you might have used this before. So again, this is what it looks like when you log right in. If you go to our step-by-step instructions, again, the same link is there, and then it walks you through how to apply. There are two different forms you'd fill out. One of them is an intake form. That's the longer one. It's going to ask you about class history, what have you struggled with, health history. The consent form is just a simple one-page form that'll probably take 20 or 30 seconds to complete. But those are the two forms that you need to complete if you would like to apply for services and are looking to get tested for learning disability. If you have a primary care provider that can sign off on something, then there's an additional form that you would download again from our website, and you would have that completed and turned in. So there's either two things from you'll need two things from the website, and depending on if there's a learning disability involved or not. If not, you will use a different form to get it completed. So learning disability, it's got a stigma behind it. Students feel maybe embarrassed or maybe think that you're not intelligent if you have a learning disability, which on the contrary, there has to be some sort of an intelligence to have a learning disability. It's usually just in terms of statistics, let's say you are performing at an above average level in pretty much different reading comprehension. Are you a visual learner? Do you I heard someone say we're all visual learners now, I think, and we all have our strengths and weaknesses, but you should be on about the similar level on everything. You should be performing at about the same level, and statistically, if you've got one area that is one standard deviation away from everything else, then that is the easiest definition of a learning disability. You might be above average in everything and just average in one small area, and that again is the simplest definition I can give. It just means that in one area there's a little bit more of a struggle than others. So if you feel this is you or a classmate, or even in the future when you're working with students, whatever, if you're in the education, whatever job you may be, and if you're working at a university, we're always looking to find students. They don't always get, you may not always get identified before you come to college, but we are here. I heard someone also say that their department, the health center, said that they may not realize we have a health center, and we're a small department. We're very specific, our services, and so again, some students don't realize that we're here, don't realize there's additional help. It applies through graduate programs as well. So again, if it's you or somebody feels like there's some sort of barrier there, I'm reading, I don't pick up the information easily, I can never retain what I'm listening to in my lectures. If you feel that there are something there, you can always get a hold of us and we can do an assessment. And again, depending on how tired or exhausted I am, that feels like me sometimes all the time, but there are some times when it happens on a more consistent level. So again, that's my spiel in terms of getting an assessment. If you feel that you do, we are here. Once again, there is our web address. Everything happens again from our site. You can apply and make appointments and so forth through there. We have an office, and my personal email is there. Information for the main campus or for the AV campus. Again, if you are physically closer to Lancaster, we have a counselor out there that can help you out. And I think that's it for me. Thank you for listening, and good luck.
Awesome, thanks, Lenny. And next up we have George and Mark, no, George and Casey.
I'm Jorge Villatorum from the Division of Equity, Inclusion, Compliance, and my colleague, Casey Harris here, is our campus advocate. We'll be going over a little bit of our area and Title IX and what your resources are here on campus. So to begin with, we begin with commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion. At CSUB, every member of our campus community plays an integral role in contributing to our diversity and maintaining a campus community where students, employees, and visitors can live, learn, and work free from discrimination. Okay? This is what our area commits to. This is what we expect our staff, faculty to commit to, and this is what we hope our students, commit to as well, to help make this space safe for everybody and free from discrimination. So, what is Title IX? Title IX is something you're going to hear, if you haven't already, most of you already have, is regarding it protects people from discrimination based on the basis of sex in education programs or activities that receive federal funding financial assistance. It's protection against sex-based harassment, protection against sexual misconduct, sexual harassment, domestic violence, dating violence, sexual assault, stalking, and exploitation. Protection and accommodations for pregnant and parenting students, and ensures gender equity in athletics. So, reporting sexual misconduct. As a student, if you ever encounter or witness, or unfortunately, if you experience anything regarding this, you can report to us. You report to our Title IX coordinator, Marcus Brown. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be on campus. It could be something you experience off campus. If there's resources we can provide or help you with to help you continue your academic career, that's what we're here for. We also have our campus partners who are deputy Title IX coordinators around campus, like Emily Callahan, who is our dean of the Dean of Students Office, Hilda Nieblas in student housing, Ruby Alvarez in student organizations, Cindy Goodman over in athletics. So in any of these areas that you find yourself in, that you may be involved with, these are people you can go to regarding Title IX issues. Okay. Other reporting options for you include law enforcement, our University Police Department that has their state police station here on campus, and they ensure the safety of our students and faculty and staff at all times, 24/7. Casey here, our campus advocate, she provides free and confidential advocacy and support services to survivors in sexual violence. She's a confidential resource, so if you are someone that wants to talk to Casey about something, but not for it to go further, just stay between you two. She's a great resource, and she's also new to our campus as well, and she's doing exciting work already with us. We also have our counseling center and our student health services. So, like I mentioned before, we have our pregnancy accommodations. So, if you or yourself or someone you know may benefit from these accommodations, feel free to have them reach out to us. You can scan this QR code to take you to our site. The accommodations, where we come in is we work with your professors directly, letting them know that you reached out to us regarding these accommodations, and that we asked them to work with you directly to develop a plan for the semester in order to keep you on track and keep you going at a good pace in your class. One of the big things here, you probably saw this come through already through your email. We'd like to jump ahead as early as possible to give you a chance to get it out the way as soon as you can. Is our mandated student Title IX training. Okay, this training is required for all students every academic year, undergrad and graduate students. Now we do have different versions now that are signed out. So there's one specifically for grad students as well, one for non-traditional students. So whatever bucket you fall into, you have to take just one version of the training every academic year, and that meets that requirement. Okay. Now, if you missed the deadline of September 19th, on September 20th, you'll receive a hold, and that hold will prevent you from registering for classes for the spring semester. Okay. So that's why I say, as soon as you see it, take care of it and move on. And there's other things for you to focus on. But regardless, when it comes to Title IX, we're here at all times should you need any assistance. We also have some gender equity resources on campus. For example, we have the availability of pads and tampons on campus locations. This barcode will take you to our site with the locations of them, where they are located on campus should you need those and need them. single-user neutral restrooms, and pronouns and preferred names as well. If you are interested in using your preferred pronoun or your preferred name, you could change it on your My CSUB, and it'll appear like on your on this class roster and so on. We have resources for our undocumented students. Those include our financial aid and California DREAM Act. The Chancellor's Office also has a webpage for different resources throughout the state. But mainly at our university, we have the Dreamers Resource Center, which is located over at the Multicultural and Gender Equity Resource Center. So if you know of someone or you yourself may benefit from engaging with the Dreamers Resource Center, please visit their area over at Rohan or visit their website. All right, so this is our team. Claudia Katsoda is our Chief Diversity Officer and Special Assistant to the President. Marcus Brown is our Director of Equity, Inclusion, and Compliance. Myself, I am the specialist here. Casey, our Campus Advocate, and Gerardo Bobadilla, who is our OBW's Project Specialist. And here, I'll hand it over to Casey.
Okay, hi everyone, can you hear me? Okay, great. I am really excited to be here. I am new on the campus. I did my undergrad here though, and so it means a lot to be working on the campus again and to be working with such a resilient and amazing population. And as graduate students, I'm really happy that I get the opportunity to talk to you all as well, and as far as some of the staff here too. So as the campus advocate, I provide confidential services to survivors of sexual violence. So that includes things like non-touching based sexual violence, like sexual harassment, as well as sexual assault, stalking, and rape. I also provide services for domestic violence, intimate partner violence, or dating violence, and any kind of sexual exploitation. I tell everybody I'm here for the students, I'm here for faculty and staff as well. I'm here if you yourself have an experience, or if you have a friend that you're concerned about, or somebody discloses to you and you want to know how you can support them. I can walk you through that as well. I am one of the only confidential sources on campus, so I have no obligations to report what you tell me. If you tell me something, it's going to stay completely between you and I, unless you give me explicit permission and unless you want to move forward. And if you do want to move forward, I can help walk you through the reporting options that you have. I can be there in the room with you at any point of whatever you're doing. So say you do want to report to law enforcement, I can go with you for that. Say something goes to court, I can be there for that. I can help with restraining orders. Really, I'm just here to make sure that you know your options and that you feel safe and that you have somebody who completely has your back. Even if you think what happened to you is completely unbelievable and nobody would believe you, I swear I will believe you. And so please come and talk to me if you have any piece of you that feels like, you know what, something happened and I need a space, I need to process. I'm here for that. If you don't want to do anything besides have somebody to just chat with and validate you, I'm here for that too. It's really about your needs being met throughout this office. You can contact me through my email, which is up there, or through the phone as well. And I will get back to you quickly. You're never going to bother me. You're never going to annoy me by reaching out to me. And if you're not sure if something happened to you or not, I know a lot of people sometimes wonder, I got into a fight with my partner and I don't know if this counts as abuse or if this is unhealthy. I'm not really sure. I can be there to talk with you and kind of help you process that. I'm not a therapist or a counselor, so I can definitely direct you to counseling services and to any other services that you might need. If you feel like you might need to talk to me, I really recommend talking to me. And if I'm not the person to help you, I'll make sure that you go to the person who can help you. Okay, so we have some in-person over Zoom Title IX workshops that you can sign up for. So basically this will be with me for about an hour and I'll go over the information of Title IX with you. I think that these are great. It's really awesome to be able to talk to people and to kind of expand on information and answer questions so quickly. So we have a variety of these and we are doing one on the AV campus as well on Wednesday, September 14th at 10 a.m. and at 2 p.m. So if you are on the AV campus and you need to do this and you would rather do it in person, please sign up for that one. And then one of the accommodations that we actually do as well is if you're a survivor and you're trying to do these Title IX workshops, whether it's in person over Zoom or if it's on the computer without me being there, it can be kind of triggering. So I can set up an accommodation training with you where it's just one-on-one. I can make sure that I'm there to support you. And if you need anything during the training, we can communicate that back and forth as well.
Thank you, Casey. So that's it from us. Should you need any assistance or you have any questions regarding Title IX or questions to Casey, feel free to reach out. Our door is always open. Our priorities here is to service the service to our community and the service to our faculty and staff and students. Take care, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, George and Casey. We have one more slide for me. So before I talk about the QR code and the link, I want to say thank you to the Graduate Student Center team, Deborah, Martha, Adrian, Jay, and Emma. Especially a big thanks to Elaria from Student Affairs and ASI, and Tiffany from ASI. All of our graduate program directors, which by the way, we all know they're doctors. And then our campus resource department representatives, Jessica, Sarah, Katrina, Chris, Lenny, George, and Casey. Thanks so much. We really appreciate you being here and sharing all this information. It's important. We do have a link here for a quick 4-question survey. We'd like to collect some feedback based on your experience here with the orientation. We are hoping the next one will be face-to-face. We're hoping, we'll see. But I want to thank everybody for being here. We unfortunately ran out of time for Q&A. However, Martha did post, if you would like to post your question in the chat, we can follow up with you one-on-one, or feel free to reach out to us in all the different ways that we shared today. So again, thank you so much for attending our orientation.